This episode, we're talking about the ways couples waste money on their first cruise. Plus, our ship of the week is Explora I. We'll tell you all about what you'll find on board her. We've also got some great deals that are available right now and the latest cruise news. So let's start the show.
It's time to get your cruise on.
This is Cruise and Travel with Paul McAllister.
Hi, I'm Steve, and with me is Paul McAllister, the chief dream cruise creator behind 101cruise.com.au.
This is a podcast that takes you into the world of cruising and lets you in on the big cruising deals each week.
Sure do. You can find out more on the website 101cruise.com.au by signing up to the newsletter. All right. Well, actually, I think that was supposed to be the ship bell.
Okay, the ship bell's on.
Which means it's time for you to tell us about one of the great deals you've found this week. What have you got up your sleeve?
This one's amazing. Norwegian Breakaway. It's a 9-night cruise departing on Friday. Goodness, it's 13th of June. Friday the 13th. I'd get this quick.
Hang on, I've got a sound effect for that.
Oh, I know, it's scary, isn't it? But it's an awesome cruise. So it's departing from Barcelona and returning to Barcelona. You're going to go to Ibiza, Palma de Mallorca. No, gee, that's wrong, isn't it?
No, that was right. Palma de Mallorca. Yep.
Yep.
Naples. That's how I say it anyway.
Oh, okay. Naples, Rome, Florence, and then Cannes, and then you're back to Barcelona. Awesome pricing here. So normal inside room would cost $11,453 US dollars, but you can get it at the moment for $753 US dollars.
That's for 9 nights.
Yep, 9 nights.
9 nights. So what's that work out per night?
It works out at $84 a night.
$84 US dollars a night. That's pretty good. What other rooms? That's an
inside room. Yeah, look, if you're looking at a balcony, it's still great value because a balcony room would normally set you back at $18,253 US dollars, but it's on with us at the moment for $1,230. That's $137 US a day.
Bargain.
Great bargain. And just remember, these prices are all in US dollars. They're subject to change and availability, and they're accurate as of today, which was the 29th of March.
And they're per person as well. Is that
they're all per person.
The only other rooms? Are there any other rooms?
Oh, look, there's an ocean view room, but it's $1,097. And I sort of look at it and go, why would you pay that when you can pay for another $133 you get a balcony?
Yeah.
But still great value.
Okay. All right. And a couple more great deals coming up later in the podcast.
Now the latest cruise and travel news.
Norwegian Cruise Lines has concluded the maiden voyage of its new ship, the Norwegian Aqua. The ship sailed from Lisbon, Portugal through to Southampton in the UK, with over 2,000 invited guests on board just the other day. And Paul, Emmy award-winning actor Eric Stonestreet, remember Cam from Modern Family?
I love Cam.
He is going to serve as the ship's godfather during the ceremony. Norwegian Aqua will offer itineraries to the Bahamas, Caribbean, or as they call it over there, Caribbean, and Bermuda until March 2027. The president of Carnival Cruise Line, Christine Duffy, flew from Miami to Australia this week to relaunch Carnival Adventure. One of the 2 ships moved to her brand from the now-defunct P&O Australia. She told reporters that Australia will be 30% down on cruise capacity in 25-26, so this year and next year. Not just high costs and regulation, but also the huge popularity of the Caribbean means lines like Princess have slashed their fleet in Australia from 5 to 2 vessels because they need them back over in the Caribbean.
I know, but there's such huge demand in Australia for these cruises.
Yeah, but the regulations and high port costs, which we've talked about before, are just making it very stifling for them, I think. MSC has taken delivery of its new World America ship.
Yay.
Finally, it's going to carry 6,762 passengers. The Swiss-based cruise line marked the coin ceremony of MSC World Asia and the steel cutting of the line's 4th world-class ship, which they revealed the name is going to be MSC World Atlantic.
Ooh, very cool.
So they'll have 4 of those world-class ships out and about in the next couple of years. And over at Royal Caribbean, a crew of 2,330 contractors are currently finishing off a $100 million refurb to, as they put it, glow up Allure of the Seas, which joined the fleet in 2010. She's due to sail with her new look out of Barcelona on April the 11th. All right, well, time to get down to the nuts and bolts of today's podcast. This week, you want to chat about the ways couples waste money on their first cruise. I'm intrigued.
Oh, I've done this. So, look, I think this is a really fun topic to talk about because there's certain things that you can do on a cruise ship that you don't need to be paying for, or you don't have to always do, and there's other options around for you that make it cheaper.
So I guess it's rookie errors.
It is rookie errors. Yeah.
Once you've done a cruise, you pick up on, we shouldn't have done that and we should have done this and all that. So let's go through them. What are they?
Well, look, to start off with, your excursions that they sell to you before the cruise and also during the cruise, which are your day activities when you're in port. Now, look, some of them are great value, and depending on where you're going on your cruise. So if you're going through Africa, there's some safety issues around some of the West Coast when you're traveling through. So, you'd recommend to go with the cruise company excursions. However, if you're in the Mediterranean, just have a look at booking your own cruises around instead of using the ones on the cruise ship, because they are more expensive. But the great thing about when you do book it through the cruise line is if anything happens and you're delayed, the cruise ship will wait for you.
Right.
Now, the big catch is if you do it on your own and you're late, you'll just be waving goodbye to the ship on the side. And we've seen this so many times.
We've seen clips on Instagram of people running down the pier, waving at the ship as the ship pulls away, and people are on the ship filming them and that sort of thing. So, like, if you're say you get a taxi or a driver for the day and they take you here and there and you get caught in traffic, like severe traffic on the way back, you should always allow enough time to get back. But say stuff happens.
Just don't run it too close when you're doing your own tour stuff.
The ship just won't wait.
They won't. So, like, if you're going to go...
Even though they know you're not back on board and they know you got off.
Yeah, well, they've got to stay to a schedule. Remember that the ports are very busy, especially around the Mediterranean, the Caribbean. They're all, set to times. They can't depart late or too early because they're locked into those times.
And a ship's not a hotel. It's not like you can find them in the phone book and phone book. There is no phone book. It's not like you can Google Allure of the Seas and find the phone number and call them and say, we're just 10 minutes away.
You'll go through the central reservation system, and that's going to take a long time as well. So my word is, look, work on the fact that you're going to be back on that ship at least 3 to 4 hours before.
Okay. So that's rookie error number 1. What's another way? Because that's quite costly. If you do miss it, you actually have to get your own way to the next port, whether it's with a flight or a car, depends how far away it is. But it's up to you if you want to continue the cruise, which clearly you would want to. You need to do that on your own, at your own expense, get to the next port and catch up with it then.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is pricey. Look, the other thing to think about is, if you're not a big drinker, do you need a drinks package?
Oh, yeah.
However, I like to throw that around in another version. If you like a drink, buy a drink package.
Well, clearly.
I know, that's me.
But so soft drinks are included usually?
Not on all cruises. So, they'll have a soft drinks package that you can buy. But look, for dinner, they'll always have water and what they call lemonade in America, which is just cordial. It's available.
Like lemon squash, I think, we call that.
Some cruise lines will include some soft drinks with meals, but not all of them. So you've got to really do your research behind that. Talk to your travel advisor, find out what they would recommend. But if you like a drink or two, highly, highly recommend take the drinks package.
Because that ends up cheaper than paying for them as you go on the ship. And then it's also my worst fear is, or one of my pet hates for getting off the ship at the end, is being lumbered with a huge bill.
Huge bill. And, when we're charging out for drinks, if you're buying them on a bar tab and you get a bill at the end of the cruise, every drink you buy has gratuities on top of it plus tax. So you're paying for gratuities, could be anywhere between 20 and 25%
What's
extra
a
on top of the
gratuity?
drinks. So that's the crew appreciation.
The tip, essentially, whether you want to or not, whether it was good service or not.
They'll just put it on the bill. And that's the other thing, like you say, but I paid my crew appreciation or gratuities, as the old term was, with my ticket. Yep, that's great. That's what you've paid for all the crew on the ship. But once you buy anything else on the ship, they will generally charge you that gratuities again.
So the packages, the drinks package, certainly makes sense if you are going to have a drink.
Yeah, and look, can I give you one example of Princess Cruises? They're really good with their drinks packages. So for the Princess Plus, you'll get your alcoholic beverages. They'll also have the Wi-Fi included, and that's a big bonus. And a couple of other bonuses within that. But they're $60 per day, right? So you take off your Wi-Fi, that's generally $25 per day for one device. So you're down to $35. You add up a glass of wine at $10 a glass plus gratuities, you're looking at about 3 glasses in that package to get the value back.
Mm.
And
then anything over that's a bonus.
And, you could have soft drinks or, multiple drinks at lunch and then go out to dinner and then the bars afterwards. It's good value.
Yep. Doesn't take long to add up.
And just one more thing on that, they actually include all your gratuities for the cruise ship. So when you're looking at buying your ticket, sometimes, the travel advisor will add in the gratuities that you can pay before the cruise or you pay on the cruise. However, if you take the Princess Plus, it includes all gratuities for the whole cruise.
So you don't have to feel guilty about not tipping along the way and going into that confusing part of, oh God, what percentage do you tip and all of that. It just gets too hard.
Yep. It's a great value and, it's a nice feeling.
What's the next one?
Bringing your own drinks on board. Now, did you know this?
Surely you're allowed to do that.
No, you're not. Some cruise ships will allow you to bring a limited amount of alcohol on board. And Disney Cruises are one of them. They'll allow you to bring up to 2 bottles of unopened wine. Why would you have to take on an open bottle of wine? Anyway.
A long time in the queue waiting to get on.
That's right. So you're allowed to do that. And every time you go into port, you're allowed to bring another bottle on board as well. Now, look, if you're on a Disney cruise with all those kids, I'll need more than one bottle.
Now, settle down.
Oh, look, it would be me running around after Mickey and Minnie the whole time. Yeah, and look, another one is, and this I suppose is relevant more for our female passengers. Just think about what toiletries you're going to bring on and will you need it all and how much quantity, because there's a lot of weight in it as well. And you don't have a lot of space in those bathrooms to actually stack it all up. So, just have a think about that. I think it's what do you actually need? But then also on the other side, do you have to bring all the other things like medical kits? Like I pack a full-on medical kit, don't I? Mm-hmm. But you don't really need to because you've got a first aid and a medical centre on board. They'll look after you. Just always make sure you pack your prescription medication.
Yes, and the prescriptions themselves in case customs somewhere along the line just, want to see why you've got certain stuff. What else?
Oh, look, when you go to the spa, you've already paid for your gratuities or your crew appreciation along the way. Just be careful of what the actual spas on board will actually charge you. Ask them at the time, is there any other charges involved other than what's on the menu?
So I'm paying $100 for my massage and then I might get a bill on the exit for $125 or something.
More like 150 sometimes.
Because they're cheekily adding on a gratuity?
Sometimes, and they also have a spa charge.
Oh, of course they do.
So they'll say on some of them, they'll go, oh, no gratuities, but need to ask, is there any other charges like a spa surcharge?
And can you argue them? Like, can you say, well, I don't want to pay that. I've already paid my gratuities to be on board here. But I guess they could say to you, yes, but you didn't pay for any spa services as part of your package to be on here. So gratuities to the spa team haven't actually been paid. So that sort of seems fair, but I would begrudge doing it. But that's just me.
And look, just always look out for specials because the spas are always putting specials out and have a daily special. And on your first day of cruising, pop up to the spa, say hello to them if this is something you really want to do, and ask them about what specials that they have on. Because the opening day, they have specials for that cruise. So you can book it for all the way through your cruise, but you sort of will get a better rate.
And if you're going to some nice islands along the way, chances are at some of the ports you're going to do a bit of research, see if there's a reputable spa place there, and book yourself in for an hour or so during the day that you're on shore, because I guarantee it will be a lot cheaper than the spa on the ship. They're very good. They're very capable. They're very expensive.
They're very expensive. But if you get a good deal and you're at sea days, it's a great time to use a spa too. All right, have a think about, do you need that photo? Like, we all have a camera, don't we, in our phones? So
because the ships have professional photographers on board that are taking photos as you enter restaurants and enjoying nights out and
activities. They're always taking photos, and they put them up and around special areas so you can see your photo.
They're professionally done and printed out, and they look really good. But did you take the same one on your phone?
Is $20 great value, and they're just going to give you a digital copy? So something to think about. When they're on the tour with you, if you're doing excursions, sometimes they may capture something that you haven't. So that's a good time to buy it. But other times, they really do work on that commission of photos, and it's a big thing for cruise ships.
Okay.
But really, that's about most of the items. Look, I suppose you could also think about, do you need to go shopping on board the ship? Do you really need it? Don't get caught up with that moment.
Oh, because they have all the specialty shops like dress shops and sunglasses shops, and
which a lot of times are branded products.
A lot
from
of
that
high-end
cruise.
gear, depending on the cruise line, but a lot of high-end gear that probably has a slightly more high-end price.
Oh, they do. And I think the funniest cruise was when we did from Singapore, and it was on Royal Caribbean, and they had this sale. I couldn't believe the frenzy that was going on down in the main lobby area, because they had tables set up with all of these handbags and products. And I'm thinking, you're going back into Singapore, you're going to get better value there. But shop
maybe
around.
not. Maybe they were lower. Don't know.
But you just shop around, know your prices before you get on board.
A lot of people just, as you said, in a frenzy around the area. So presumably they had done their homework, but you never know.
And this is going to be the best cost saver you're ever going to have. Remember, you heard it here at 101 Cruise. When you get on board, put your phone into flight mode.
Oh, God, yes.
Because as soon as you leave that port and you start cruising around, you go into different countries, and then automatically, if you've got global roaming on, they're going to start picking it up and charging you for that country that you're crossing into.
Right.
So you might have to be really careful about having your global roaming on, and also, do you need it in flight mode? Because you're not going to get much reception out there anyway.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
So that's it.
That's it.
That's the whole bunch of ways that you tend to waste money on your first cruise. Okay. Well, now we bring the ship in. All right. There it is. There's the ship of the week coming into dock right now. Something we're going to do each podcast episode is talk about different ships. And this week, it's one of my bucket list ships that you've chosen. It's Explora I or 2. They've got 2, and they're going to have 4.
They are. They've got a lot on order, actually. The third ship comes in 2026.
But Explorer is a luxury brand, isn't it?
It is. So it's part of the MSC group, and it's their competition to the high-end groups of Seabourn, Silver Seas, Atlas. So they're really going in to compete on this market, but they're doing it in a different way. So with Silver Seas and all those smaller ships of about 500 to 600 people, they've got 900 people on the Explorer Journey ships. But they're pure luxury. It's an all balcony ship. So every room has a balcony. The smallest room, or the cheapest room you can go into, is 35 square meters, including your balcony. Now, that's a huge room. Normally, you'd get that on the high-end cruise ships or a suite on any of the mainline cruise ships. So it's great value.
So
for
that's
what
just
you're
a
getting.
normal room.
Yeah, it is.
And they don't have any inside rooms. Every
ocean.
room is a balcony.
Every room balcony. You don't have any obscured views. It's fantastic.
They're not mammoth ships. They're not the mega ships, are they?
No, they're not. They're like a small to medium size. So we're talking 900 passengers on board. That's maximum. And you're going to have 640 staff on board. So your crew ratio is really good. It's 1 to 1.25. So that's a really good number. The best part about them is they've got 5 pools.
5 pools.
5
Wow.
heated pools around the ship. Now, there's 2 at the after the ship.
For
on different
900
levels.
people.
Yeah.
So
you're
what's that? Only about 150 people in each pool? No, they're not all in there at once, folks.
No one ever does, but there's lots of different areas that you can go to. If one pool's looking a bit busy, like Azamara, 1 pool only. If it's full, you're gone. But you've got different areas you can chill out on the ship. There's 1 forward of the ship, 1 mid, and then 2 at the aft, and the fifth one's an indoor ship pool.
Are these ships icebreakers? Like, do they go to the Antarctic and that?
No, they haven't done yet.
That's another one I'm thinking of. Okay.
You're thinking
All right.
of Atlas.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Atlas. So Explorer I, tell us a little bit more about what you'll find on board her.
Well, again, it's a premium product, so you're going to have all your beverages included in your ticket price. Now, that's a huge advantage. And we're not talking, really cheap, basic spirits. You're talking about high-end spirits and beautiful wines that are served all day. And it's unlimited. There's no holding back on it, which is
Okay,
great.
so for a soak like yourself, that's ideal, isn't it?
It is because, you're going to have
You love your wine, and you
want
love
nice wine.
nice wines, and yeah.
And that's what you're going to get on board. There's 6 restaurants on board on Explora I.
And what sort of dining are they?
Oh, look, it ranges from a Pan-Asian restaurant. You've got a marketplace, which is your buffet, but it's done in a classy way. It's beautifully done. There's a Mediterranean restaurant, which is the Yacht Club. And then you've got Marble & Co., which is fine European steakhouse experience. And when you look at these restaurants, not only is the food spectacular, but the decor of them is incredible. I'm just looking at Marble as we're talking, and it's absolutely spectacular.
And there's an Asian one?
Yeah, the Pan Asian is Sakura. And they've got like cherry blossoms hanging off the ceiling, but beautiful, nice, clean lines and very elegant furniture.
So if you'd like to take a look at these restaurants, you'll find it on the Explorer website. What's the actual
So it's explorerjourney.com.
Explorer Journey, not Journeys?
No, it's Journey, sorry, my mistake.
Okay, Explorer Journey, EXPLORA journeys.com.
.com.
All right, and you can take a look through all the facilities on the ship, and Explorer 1 and 2 are practically identical, and I think 3 and 4 will be pretty
They'll
similar.
be very
as well.
similar. The same sort of size ship. Look, they always change something up on each ship to make it a little bit more special because it's got that facility on board.
So what are some of the complimentary services that you get included?
Complimentary Wi-Fi.
Yep.
It's great. So you not only getting your beverage package, you've got complimentary Wi-Fi as well. You've got the fitness classes as well. They run shuttles from the port to the city if there's a distance, depending on where they're going. They include all your onboard gratuities, that crew appreciation that we're talking about. So they're really great value when you come on board. It also includes a personalised mini bar, which I love.
Oh, what's that mean?
It means that you'll get to select a bottle of spirits to have in your room and wine as well.
So they contact you before you're even on the ship?
Yeah, so before you cruise out, they'll send an email out and ask you how would you like to preference your room up.
And so what if you're a vodka drinker like myself? They'll
give you a list of vodkas that you can have in your room.
And there's going to be a bottle of vodka sitting in the fridge.
Bottle of vodka.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, no, it is great. And, just remember, it's all balcony and they're big rooms and the decor of the rooms are very sleek and modern.
Where is Explorer sailing? Sort of like what regions?
Well, both of them go across for the Caribbean season. So that's from, say, November till March, and then they all go back into the European summer cruising around the Mediterranean. So they cruise between 7 and 14 days. One will do sort of the Istanbul down to Athens, that cruise through, and the other one will go around into south of France and Italy.
Okay.
They all change. Look, they have a really good extensive tours. They change them up. They don't go to the same place on every tour, which is great.
That means it's time to have a listen to the last deal that you've got for this podcast.
And it is a great deal again. Royal Caribbean, Odyssey of the Sea. It's a 7-night cruise departing on Sunday, the 25th of May. It's departing from Rome to Rome. You're going to visit beautiful spots like Santorini, Mykonos, Turkey, and Naples in Italy, and then return to Rome. Now, a inside room would normally cost at the brochure price $2,617, but we have it on special at $1,177 per person. If you're after a ocean view room, normally that would sell for $3,830 US dollars per person, but we have it on special for $1,511 per person in US dollars. And finally, the balcony room would normally set you back $3,154 US, but we have it on special for $1,325 per person in US dollars. Now,
So what's that work out to per day for the balcony one?
for the balcony, $189 per day. It's not bad.
Per person. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, think you unpack once, you travel, everything's included.
Every day you're in a different place, and what could be better?
Nothing else, I can tell you.
Don't forget, those deals are current right now as of March 29, 2025. All prices are in US dollars and are per person. For more info, go to the website 101cruise.com.au and sign up for the newsletter. Once you've signed up, you've got access inside the website. There are heaps of articles in the 101 Cruise magazine section, like the benefits of adjoining rooms on a ship, and another one like why choosing the right cruise line isn't an easy task. Don't forget also, whether you've booked a cruise through us or not, you can always buy travel insurance through our website. It's NIB Travel Insurance, which is one of the best, and I can tell you from experience, you will find it hard to beat the rates that we can give you. Compare us with any other travel insurance provider and you'll see. Plus, if you're an NIB Health member, you can get a further 10% off. On the next episode, we're going to tell you about the ultimate cruise packing list.
For more, go to 101cruise.com.au and sign up for the newsletter and to get access to the site. You can also follow us on Facebook at 101 Cruise and on Instagram at 101 Cruises.